Is. All right, I want to welcome everybody to Third Thursday, Calling All Poets. Thank you, folks, for coming out tonight. We have an audience that ranges from Australia to California to New York, so that's kind of cool. And our featured poet for tonight is Lisa St. John. She is a writer living in upstate New York, and she is the author of two poetry books, Ponderings, Finishing Line Press, and Swallowing Stones, Kelsey Books. She is a Best of the Net and Pushcart Prize nominee for her poem War is a Human Child from the Poetry Distillery. Lisa is published in journals such as Two Elizabeths, New Verse News, The Poet's Billow, The Acrastic Review, The Orchid, Poetry Journal, Light, and Entropy Magazine. Lisa believes that art is hope and that there is beauty in possibility. Yeah. She is currently working on a memoir. Find out more at Lisa Christian St. John, ChristinaSt.John.com. My pleasure, as always, to welcome Lisa St. John. Lisa, you're up.
Hi, Mike. Thanks so much. And thanks for everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. Poetry is alive and well and important. Let's not forget that. Our words matter, right? I'll start with, From Swallowing Stones, which you can get on my website, or the A word if you want to go there. It's almost a chronicle of it's almost a chronicle of my late husband's death and the heartache of that, and then the coming out of that, right? And becoming someone new, which is what the memoir is about also. Looking for a publisher if anyone's interested. But this poem is called Free Verse. It's called Who Gets to Be You Now? I write from the past to let you know your devotion to red alert will fade. What feels selfish now will heal you and remain righteous and whole. Your tears will find new purpose. In my now, the world exists of the hospital blocks around East 66 and above the chemotherapy suite and under the MRI wing, across from the nurse's station and through fear. I write from the past to let you know your sky will expand. This night will give way to a blood yoke morning. The size of the sorrow isn't important. The measure is constant. Like stars in the wilderness sky, indulgent, exhaustive, a nebular luminosity sending messages, looking for the future. I write from the past to let you know what once felt extravagant are now mere rations. The fierceness of pain will expand and crack your heart beyond blistering, beyond devastation. Let anger's intensity relieve the guilt. I am the past and cannot embrace you like a shroud. What will you become? I write from the past to let you know there are things I do not know. How dangerous is comfort? How tender the awareness of beauty? Where is there room for more? And this is an unpublished one so far, but it's past the muster of two writing groups, so I'm going to go with it. It's also free verse. It's called Beauty is Too Cliche. Beauty is too cliche for the ways he saw sunlight cast long shadows through the woven mats of the Egyptian woman's stall. The moment when the Chinese boy's mask slips, revealing a smile. I can't afford not to go, he said about the caves of Jordan and the eagles of Machu Picchu. The images he printed did not obey the rule of thirds or the golden mean, not intentionally, but are honest in their treatment of clouds and of humanity. The elephants he left for tourists. Sunsets were for breathing in, not shooting. He taught me how to see moments with a hunger, with a holy now. This is just got picked up by Quartet magazine for their September issue. It's free verse again, which is unusual for me, but here we go. Your death made me an estuary, an inlet of grief, fresh water mixing with salt. I used to be a puddle, dried up in sunlight, only to become mud again. I wanted to be a lake for so long, placid but crazy with loons. Together, we were an ocean, endless waves deeper than thought. I carve a canyon, create arroyos like long graves. On misted nights, when wind carries me, I am rain. I can rain still. This next one just won the Anthology's 2024 Poetry Prize, so I'm super excited about that. It's called Through the Membrane. The clementine is ripe. That doesn't mean the fruit is ready. My thumbnail tears open the sweet smelling orange coat. I search, expose vesicles. Rough rind reveals a more delicate hue, the pulp of promise. After the thick skin, tiny white fibrous bones need peeling away. Forever looks forbidding without you. Will this taste bitter or sweet? I trust in the symmetry of it all. I bite through the membrane, disrupt the delicate meat, the petite balloons of juice. This is, I guess it's a persona poem. Yeah, sure it is. Curly's wife from beyond the page. I am the trick question on the quiz. In the novel of Mice and Men, what is Curly's wife's name? I was on my way to somewhere when I met him, when he took me, tricked me. I could have been an actress. I know it. But he promised. He promised nice things, nice clothes. I'm not real. Just a character in some man's book. I'm just a character without a name. I'm a nameless woman. I'm Curly's woman. This poem, why it hasn't found a home, who knows? We'll see. You let me know. This is called The Eternal Abduction. That Hades stalker, unworthy of lovers, undressing Persephone, mind's eye lecherous creeper. Young daughter, so gentle, just playing, still gathering flowers. Persephone, chilling with friend nymphs, Oceanids watching. Demeter is digging, inspections and duty, no thought of a danger. Did all she could, trusting in the soon-to-be sirens. Jesus, you're a sorry old sack of wet shit for ensuring sweet Gaia's involvement. She brought forth Narcissus, incredulous. Old Hecate hears some appalling dismay, but she ignores. We all wish that someone would deal with these nuisances, don't we? Oh, Hades and horses and stealing a girl child. There's plenty of maidens like fish in the sea, right? Here, every odd 41 seconds, a child gets abducted. And what is rape to a swan, really? Wrong story. There are so many, though. It's almost like we're used to them by now. This is a high boon, which I always called high bun until I just learned differently that it is high boon. And anyone who speaks Japanese could hopefully even make it better. Uh, it's called Haibun is a prose poem with a haiku at the end. The golden ratio is a spiral. I'm stopped, waiting for the light to change, but it's not a stoplight. It's September light. She's a little thinner, not as dim as November, definitely not the blazing hues of August. The porous brown smell of dirt. I inhale to keep it in my bones so I can dig the scented memory out in the dead of winter when all smells of the number zero. Zero is like Schrodinger's poor cat. It's neither positive nor negative, but also positive and negative. Zero. The concept of nothing. Fibonacci ignores zero. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. A shell, a sunflower face, a hurricane. I predict rain in pattern cloud symmetry, in their heavy magic. Uh, Next is the poem that Mike so generously referenced, that I got the Pushcart nominee for, called War is a Human Child. War is a human child. There's a movie in which an alien abandons her quest to save our planet when she studies, learns of war. Why bother? If films are art and art reflects life, well, life is war, is it not? Napalm clouds, gas chambers bleed into raw bone, severed limbs, and skulls. Brady's photographic glass negatives depicting piles of boots, legs still attached, turned into greenhouse panes. No one wanted to remember. The blood of our desert is infinite. Well, if women ruled the world, ridiculous. Euphemisms might spell safety, but war is a human child. Let's go to a villanelle. Yeah? Why not? The potency of thought. The potency of thought vibrates, a sound softer than cracking, but louder than reality. Dreams crowd the safety of oblivion. The bones of my brain have not yet been picked clean. There's a dream of you, well and wild again, and the potency of thought vibrates. Musty mesquite sequences form, opening past desert nights of wind and warmth, and dreams crowd the safety of oblivion. But there is beauty in dreams, where colors taste like licorice. The potency of thought vibrates into the soft, soft sighing of trees. Unbitter now, dreams crowd the safety of oblivion. An unyielding benevolence storms towards the me who was us, forcing a taste of the crumbs in my mind while the potency of thought vibrates with dreams crowding the safety of oblivion. My next book I'm working on is a lot of science based. I'm fascinated by science and the magic of science and the magic of the world, because we live in this time. And if you don't have the time or the inclination or the moment to step outside and just freak out that hummingbirds can fly fucking backwards, or that crocuses are so strong they bust right out of frosty snow. Like, these are the things I'm hanging on to now. And so I thought I would write a book about them, and that book is in the making. But it's not easy, right? So there's also an anger and uh, a shroud of complacency that makes you just furious, right? So anyway, this is called, this is a guzzle, and it's called All Hail the Cenozoic Era. And the epigraph reads, the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event paved the way for the dominion of Earth by mammals, the Cenozoic era. We thought about bangs and whimpers, wondered whether fire or ice would cinch the deal. Where are the gods who made this deal? Imposters deny their part in creation, whimper in their palaces of clouds, stone, or ice. Will our fossil site reside in ice? Do we wish for asteroids or for Gaia to deal the fatal blow? Our tiny planet whimpers. Lethargy whimpers. If it's not ice that ends us, with whom will our bones deal? I don't want to read that one now. I'm going to pick a different one. Beg you forgiveness for my little interruption here. Dear Milky Way, that's what I want to read. It's an epistolary poem to the Milky Way. And see if she can hear us. And it's disappeared. Okay. It doesn't want to be read. All right. Let's go then to there she is. All right. Dear Milky Way, dare I call you spinning spiral, fractal framework, abstract lightness? Vastness finds me awestruck. Stunned, I honor beauty far beyond my earth dreams. Stately stars, please teach us duty. Dying, tortured water moans for cleansing. Starving skies are laced unholy. Fueling heat, the jargon bends from change to change, from crisis. Threaten, shower deadly force on our shame with lethal power. Stars that dance in toxic grace, one rocky mass to teach us timeless futures frailty. And one of my favorite poems I'll end with here, written in Sapphic meter. Maybe that's why no one wants to publish it. Who knows? It's called Dragonfly. And the scientific name for dragonfly is, the class is Insecta, and the order is Odonata, which means toothed one. Dragonfly. Creature flying powerful, graceful, solemn. Do you ponder history? Once you ruled the sky with wings that 2 feet wide frighten nightmares. Danger becomes you. Wings like stained glass crystals shine summer awake, vaulting closer, membranous feather shadows, veined, such shimmers. Glorious capture, toothed one, insect of splendor, monster, landing modestly, laying eggs just underwater. Nymphs, young aquatic beings, live and eat voraciously, wait to emerge. Glisten on, dragon. Thanks so much, everyone. Appreciate it. Mike, Calling All Poets, one of my favorite venues of all time. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you.
You're welcome.
Lisa, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Can I
Gotta-
add? Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, look at chat.
I shall.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course.
Encore, encore, encore,
What?
encore.
Oh, okay. We
I
want
don't think
something.
I don't think anybody will mind. Encore.
Read another one. Yeah,
Read what?
read another one.
All right, all right. When you put me on the spot like that, okay. We'll go into a little feminist role here. 2 poems. One ekphrastic poem called On Seeing the Pietà. Hopefully you all know what the Pietà is. It's a sculpture by Michelangelo, and it's Mary. I'm an atheist, but art history is my true love. And she's sitting, and she's got the dead body of Christ after he's been pulled down from the cross, right? And it's stunning, to say the least. On Seeing the Pietà. Her gentle face, eyelids crushed forever downward, holds in the gasping sob that is her heart. One hand wrapped, one hand questioning, She breathes from the womb. No thought is left. It's only desire and death, as always. Merciful pity, if one could be so redundant, has left no words for the mouth or mind. Only air, only salt. Mary, your folds envelop so much more than your son. You are the eternal lap, a vestigial icon of femaleness. How many goddesses died as whores to make room for you? How many crones cried for the death of blood as birth, as power? Your sheer spiritual circumference brings my tears. Marble majesty, did he cry as he found you underneath the chisel sound? Did he know who he unearthed? You are of stone. You are of splendor. You, mother of all mothers, are my secret pagan queen. Okay, this is my last one. With a really eggsy title. I know you're supposed to say ballsy, but balls are so fragile. Eggsy. See? Why we are here, as if I know. Why we are here. Why can't we wonder about what is? Is it too close to us, this magnificent reality of existence? We focus on the density of starlight, the dank history of gravity. We invite wars to decide who gets to live and whose sacred texts to read. We debate whether or not robots and clones and AIs are human. We string together what ifs like a necklace or a noose. We write books and then read them about our purpose in life, our destiny. Our inner dialogue with free will chatters on for decades. And is it not enough to know that the first sound every human being makes is the orchestra of the womb? The mother's beating heart is what we first hear. Air moving in and out of her lungs, even the sound of her blood moving through the umbilical cord. Is it not enough of a miracle that every human being shares 99% of their DNA with every other human being? We can transfer a living heart from one body to the next. We can print a heart from a machine. But we don't know why we laugh or why cats purr. We know that black holes can swallow entire stars, that the Magnus effect makes balls fly instead of fall. Why not wonder why the gray of a rainy autumn afternoon is different than the gray of a snowstorm? We don't stop in astonishment at the ray of sunlight caressing a child's face or the graceful power of hummingbird flight. We want a reason for our objective reality, and then we want to argue about it. And all the while, there's this tender blue of morning and the raging violets of evening and the scars of our individual little lives, all waiting for us to see. Thank you.
So intelligent and beautiful, Lisa. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah,
Lisa
really
St. John,
incredible.
everybody. Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
No, I was just marveling in the wonder of the wonder and yes, yes, yes to everything. They're
Yeah.
fantastic.
Thank
So-
you.
If I might suggest, if you have not picked up a copy of Swallowing Stones, please do. It's whether she agrees with it or not, it could be Lisa at her best. So thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks,
Thank you
Lisa.
so much.
And I'm sure she's reading throughout the Hudson Valley at some point this over the summertime and fall. I know we're going to work on trying to do something together.
Oh yeah. And check the Substack for the
Check our
latest.
Substack. Yeah, put the Substack link in there if you want.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Lisa St. John, everybody. All right, let's move on to the open mic. I want to remind everybody that we will not be here for the first Friday in July. We will be here on July 17th, or some of us will be anyway. And our first open mic reader, I wouldn't want to follow Lisa, but Jim Seegert has got to. So go ahead, Jim. Let's do, what do we got? Let's do 3 short poems apiece, okay?
Okay, you know what, Mike? I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do
Okay.
a longer prose piece and then a very short piece. So is that okay
Okay.
with you? Okay. You're right. Following that is just difficult. So we're going to do something different. You know, in rock concerts and music concerts, the headliner goes at the end, so it doesn't make everyone else look like a fool or lame. But in our community, we do it backwards, and I'm never sure why. I wrote this 3 or 4 years ago, and it's in my book that we put together last year. And it's a seasonal thing, and I think today's a good day to do it. And I think the Hudson Valley is a good place to read it. So, Summer Reflections. You are sitting in your favorite chair on the deck outside the kitchen. A gentle breeze washes over you this sunny afternoon while waiting for the long crew's arrival. Nursing a gin and tonic in one hand as the other rubs the dog behind his ears. Life is good. Surveying the backyard, your thoughts turn to the former longtime gardener and handyman, George. Originally hired by your family, he maintained the property for decades before advancing age and glaucoma finally put him out to pasture. You never hired anyone to replace him. He was irreplaceable, you've said. A crew comes now once a week to mow, edge, feed the lawns, maybe weed whack a little, blow dust and clippings about, and burn up gasoline. They're interested in how quickly they can perform. They came recommended, do an okay job, and have many accounts, but don't engender much serendipity. George was wedded to the property, slow, painstaking, an operator of hand tools, brooms, and rakes. He maintained a tidy shed at the end of the old greenhouse to accommodate his meticulously maintained collection of tools. It was a different time. George's legacy, however, is the high wall he constructed that separates the patio area from the rest of the property. Built from salvaged paving bricks and cobblestones that he unearthed somewhere. He had the vision to repurpose the refuge from old city streets to create a timeless artistic wall. He painstakingly selected, cleaned, and soaked the pavers in water. Then, using small batches of mortar mixed by hand, transformed these materials into a thing of beauty. You know, Looks as good now as when he built it in the late 1950s or early 60s, or maybe sometime in the 17th century. Solid, rustic, European. Juniper bushes originally planted along the wall have aged out, replaced by tall reed grasses by the guys from the local nursery. They sway pleasantly in today's breeze, adding a soft, kinetic motion to the garden. George never planted grasses, but you're sure he'd approve. He manicured the small patches of lawn around the wall and the patio areas with a hand mower and edged with a trusty pair of shears. You can still hear the whine of the spinning blades as he pushed and pulled the mower over the lawn, and the brisk swish of the straw broom when he was finished. Vaguely, you recall the yard smelling sweeter after being freshly mowed in those days. Contemplating a hot day of yard work, George would take note of his accomplishments, cigarette dangling from his mouth, garden hose in hand. He'd sprinkle and wash down the walkways, watering as if in a meditative state, caring for his charges. You have an expensive sprinkler system now. Works like clockwork. Time to go on just before dawn. It never takes a break for a smoke or a nice drink or lunch. Never stops to chat. Efficient. Your gaze returns to the wall. Stone, possibly marble urns once sat along the top, overflowing with flowers by this time in this season. At some point they were removed and have long since disappeared. Far too much work to move a stepladder around and maintain them, you suppose. Someone, somewhere, must be using them, you bet. Still inhabiting a prominent position in this old world tableau is a calibrated sundial. It's not going anywhere, you vow. Abruptly, you are pulled back into the 21st century as the crew arrives, a couple hours late, and mowers chug off the trailer. You hasten indoors, checking that all the windows are closed in hopes of mitigating some of the noise and preventing gasoline fumes from wafting throughout every nook and cranny of the house. Mission accomplished, you head into the kitchen, settling into a chair overlooking the yard. They'll be gone before the ice melts in this drink, you imagine. Nursing a fresh gin and tonic in one hand as the other rubs the dog behind his ears. Life is good. So we're good for one little short one?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I was asked to bring a poem by somebody else. We're going to kind of leave our egos behind for a little bit at the Hudson Valley Writers Workshop yesterday. And I picked up a book on Leonard Cohen that I've had and I've read over and over so many times it's impossible to tell. But I opened it and it came to this poem, which was written in 2003 and feels like it was written this weekend. What is coming? 2/16/03. What is coming? 10 million people in the street cannot stop what is coming. The American armed forces cannot control the President of the United States and his counselors, cannot conceive, initiate, command, or direct everything you do, or refrain from doing what will bring us to the same place, the place we don't know, Your anger against the war, your horror of death, your calm strategies, your bold plans to rearrange the Middle East, to overthrow the dollar, to establish the Fourth Reich, to live forever, to silence the Jews, to order the cosmos, to tidy up your life, to improve religion, they count for nothing. You have no understanding of the consequences of what you do. Oh, and one more thing. You aren't going to like what comes after America.
Well,
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
when did he write that?
2003. So that would have
Okay.
been Bush, not
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But sounds like it was written this weekend to me.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Joan Goodman, you're up. Joan, you still with us? There she is. She's walking around the house. She's giving us a tour of her house. That's really neat.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
There you go.
tour my refrigerator. It's much more interesting. There you go. I love New York. Sorry, I am ready. I meant to have it off while I was walking around because I've been chided for giving people motion sickness when I when I walked around. Well, you know, talk about acts to follow. I'm not happy with either of these. So you'll have to just forgive me. Let's see. If I might have permission, I can end with a Leonard Cohen song if you'd like. Let's see now.
Let's see how long it goes.
All right, well, I can keep it fairly brief enough, I think. So, so I too am bringing out a book. Yay. So I'm going to read something from that. I thought I had it queued up, darn. It should be. Let's see. Do apologize because I did have it queued up, and it was because of the comment about Paris. So here we go. Let's see. We can pull that up quickly. Yikes. It was right here a minute ago. I am sorry. It's right here. I just have to wade through the stuff. Here we go. Darn, I thought I had it already. All right.
If you want, we can go to Maggie and you can find that.
I've got it. There we
Okay.
go.
Okay.
All right. Give me a second. This is. Oh, I thought it was ready. Here we go. All right. So, because it mentions Paris, I think. Let's see. Does it? This is the one. We'll see. Yes, it does. So, Lisa, this is for you. The woman who ate chocolate cake for dinner and stopped the war. What if we never make a thing, not one good thing? What if the 10,000 things spill over into 10,000 more without ever reaching the river? What if the river overflows its banks and I find you stranded among the reeds when the tide turns, looking for your lost bicycle and wearing your little Sherpa hat, still anxious to outdo Wittgenstein and Hume with one more theory of thankful madness? Mock form and contend with loss. If there were anything we could say to stop the war, wouldn't others have already said it? That gives away too much responsibility. Rather, I will climb the tower for the first time, stand behind the wire netting, overlooking the city, and bless my children by the lights of Paris. One last time, try to bring roses. Try to bring the Sabbath, the last great Sabbath, with the light of 100,000 Parises. holy city, oh, so far away, milling with tourists and bombers, financiers and diamond avarice, everyone wanting the same square mile with no heartstone willing to budge for an idea. Tell them, truth is peace. Peace does not lie. What if I fed you this poem like a cake with coffee and red wine anytime you get sad, anytime you feel lonely, and look for fine linen with soft music between sheets of cloud and filtered light? What if that light could come in a snap when you call, and warm skin lie ready whenever you need sleep? Then when I miss you, I shall dream of chocolate cake and spirals of ice on Alps and the great waterworks that made you so proud of Holland. You, Sherpa guide, with your shy eyes and your sly, careful fingers, always know exactly where to touch. When it hurts, I will ask you to touch the world, and I, on the other side of it, will feed the millions. Here's one.
Excellent.
So I have another one. And I just, again, have to pull it up because I somehow mismanaged my things here. Idaho come dancing. What if the pie over Idaho married the Iowa corn and all the happy-go-lucky oysters sung hallelujah? Behind the fish would come such a clamor and a raging display of pique. The man with the velvet hat would come dancing the way we used to, curled tightly in each other, wondering how we'd ever unwind and wanting not to have to find out too soon. Making the faux pas of bringing up old loves in front of new ones before they've been realized. I mention you too often, and when I do, the clock stops on all my flirtations. The mind winds down. The man or boy or taxi driver or waitress becomes a mannequin with pencil poised in midair, or hand gesticulating, static, suddenly, ignoring the laws of matter and conservation of energy. My mind winds faster and faster, leaping time zones, going transatlantic, bridging cultural gaps, transgressing gender roles, thus preventing all possibility, save the one, returning to you. One more?
Short one.
Be short. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick then. Go. This is called Kitchen Muse, and it's for George Quasha and Boone, his companion. There is touch without body and movement without matter, only energy of rising thought, like those wings of yours, or are they mine? Rising, liberated by recognition. And thought it is all it takes to light the takeoff, free each other by simple sleight of hand, without fingers. So I saw what we all see in dreams. The angel needs no hands. Confusion breaks the heart open. New hardships raise the window. The crack leaks the learning through. My pen floats out over the kitchen table. You smile every time I think of you. Smile cracking me open long enough to float upside down in words. Muse about it. Have some more coffee, and this time, write it down.
Thank you, Joan. Joan Goodman, everybody.
Alias Zelda.
Alias Zelda. There she is. Ah, the one, the only, our friend from way over there. Maggie Hall, you're up.
Thank you, Mike. A bit it's been difficult here. Imagine it's even more so over there.
Yeah, it's pretty
Everything is so confusing, and questioning my reality. I can't even imagine how everyone else must feel. Just such a strange and confusing time. Okay, so is it a kind of dream floating out on the tide, following the river of death downstream? Oh, is it a dream? The song that never played, aphrodisiacs that touch your feet. They set it up to tear down, two pairs sharing one stem, DNA constructed to manipulate the weaker one. There's a fog along the horizon, a strange glow in the sky, and nobody seems to know where you go and what does it mean. I lay next to three others on a bed of clover. We open eyes to the rays of the sun, the murder of crows, gossiping with the breeze, falling down. Oh, is it a dream, bright eyes, burning like fire, bright eyes? How can you close and fail?
That's fascinating, Maggie.
That was not scripted. Okay. Just pause, inverted commas. I found out I was mostly deaf 2 days ago, and now I have hearing aids. So everything's a little bit mad because now hearing aids come with Bluetooth. Back to the murder of crows.
There you go.
And yes, I am intermittently singing Bright Eyes. How can the light that burns so brightly suddenly burn so pale? When was the first death? Caught in a video game dressed up as chess. War is at peace, coming out as a game. Ready, Player One. Is it a kind of shadow reaching into the night? Wandering over hills unseen, or is it a dream? Take the swallow to your breast and dance in the weeping. See them as they destroy each other for the sake of a dime. Heads or tails, metal or skin, silver and gold. There's a high wind in the trees, a cold sound in the air, and nobody ever knows when you go. And where do you start? Oh, into the dark, bright eyes. Watch as they wear the emperor's new clothes. Tie me around your neck and squeeze. Oh, into the dark, bright eyes. How can you close and fail? How can the light that burns so brightly suddenly burn so pale. In this insanity, afterlife is an orange cat, and you, my humble pie. And as the west will blow from dusk to the hidden grave, so how suddenly burn so pale, bright eyes, burning like fire, bright eyes, how can you close and fail? We have a Labour Party and a Liberal Party here before all the others came into play. Last night, before we played trivia, and as I wrote down my notes, I realized that there is a party that hasn't been thought of yet. The Labour Party. Oh, we were, the trivia question, we had to find a vegetable, animal, city, and color. Yeah. I can do more if you like, but
Thanks, man. I wasn't sure what was. Thanks, Maggie.
It's fantastic, Maggie.
I'm kind of pressed for time. I don't know.
Yeah, Julie, we're going to do a couple more people than you, okay?
Okay.
Nancy Murphy, you're next.
Hi, everybody. First timer. I know Lisa from IWWG, and now I know this new group. So this is very cool. And Lisa, your reading was just gorgeous. I've heard you read at other events, but not like a whole set like that. It's just so well delivered. And I'm really enjoying the work and the delivery by everybody. So I'm reading something I wasn't planning to read because we had that conversation about Troy and all these places. So I've been working on a poem from a last visit to that area. So I think I'll give it a try. It's kind of weird on the page, but I'll try to see if I can do it vocally. All right. Oh, actually, I got it on here. All right. Myrtle Avenue.
Ah,
Late night summer games, stippled sunlight between apple blossoms, our skin fresh as sudden snowfall. Train whistles at night, invitations to leave. A clear autumn day in Troy, New York, moving down Myrtle to number 23. How did I forget the sound of these birds? Perhaps they don't want to be remembered. They're so briefly here. What if our old house doesn't know me anymore? What if it regrets us, our big, messy family? It looks so well kept now. Then I see those decorative scrolls outside the attic smiling when I look up. Why does it seem like I was never here? Because memories make us too heavy to fly, and we are all time travelers with pockets full of plums. This was home for a long while. The tin-ceilinged kitchen, the bay window, a perfect fit for the Christmas tree Dad cut down every year at a farm outside of town, never far from the country, summer drives to honor farm stands. Why does the world grow a new skin every year? My body a stone inside, needs friction to break down. My bedroom window in the upstairs corner, Dutch elm tree that overlooked it, long gone, and wide striped wallpaper sprinkled with violets. Mom up on a ladder, careful measuring, cutting, aligning, the repeating patterns, then brushing on wet glue, a sudden longing for her to be here, now, a vacuum I collapse into again. Why is it always the same dream? Because I need to know who to blame. I thought I had this at least, that she was still alive in the past. But here I am at childhood's door, empty handed. I want to believe some tiny molecules of her breath are tumbling with the dust and sunlight in the kitchen, at the sink, water running, the open window. Thank you. That's all I have tonight.
That was beautiful, Nancy.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Line for line, the way it built, the way it finished. That was a piece of beauty.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to practice it out loud because I've been working on it. So thank you for listening.
Read it well.
Thank you, Nancy. We're here every first Friday and third Thursday, except for July, where we won't be here on first Friday. So, but every other month from there, we're here. So join us whenever you can. I'd like to welcome one of our newest members, Illyse Simon. You're up.
Thank you. Okay, I have 3 love poems, also new, and I appreciate the opportunity to get to see how they sound out loud. A tango. It's about rhythm, he says. Let me lead, he says. It's like you're not listening, he says. My hearing is acute. The elevated decibels and statements that start with you snatch my attention. I hear that. Edicts posted, global truth declared, of dancing no less. I could feel that cadence more easily if it started with I, a basic 2-step and not a do-si-do. You and I. I'm familiar with rejection, denial letters from poems submitted, the Story Slam prize never bestowed, a lovingly prepared dinner left to congeal on the stove. 25 years of marriage vacated, my souvenir, 2 children, for whom kindness is a foreign country. Rejection and I are bedfellows. I'm not alone under the sheets or on the dance floor. I think I can hold a tune and mark a beat. My alpha female surprised, yet willing to let you lead. My confusion is in what's mine and what's not. You willingly offer me custody, total control of the 2 left feet. My mind reading skills clearly noted as subpar. And when I hear not good enough, which of course you don't have to say, I want to run, take my shovel and tunnel out. I want to jump, hit 10,000 feet and dive as I feel undone, unwanted, unappreciated, unloved. But then you say my name. It escapes your lips like an anchor thrown from a drifting ship, naming me in the moment with you, which is where I want to be. My name lodged in your throat, bursting forth, calling the present to moment, naming a moment to be present, marking time, you and me, a tango. This is called Why I Didn't Call Last Night. You laughed when your kiss made me shiver and pause. I stopped to indulge the moment. It is so fleeting and rare. I stopped to roll in the loveliness like ginger in musk. Communication without words is crucial because truly I am so tired of listening to everyone. I am dehydrated, thirsting for connection and desire, to be seen outside my mundane daytime roles. Can you see me here, wanting to appreciate your warmth, your humor, your touch, your heart, sequestered as it is? Come down from your attic, cluttered with thoughts like kibble spilled on the tile floor. Lower yourself slowly into your heart. It is dusty there, I know. The one
Damn it. Illyse, you froze.
Oh dear. Yes. If you can still hear us, Illyse, you're frozen.
Oh,
You're coming back to life here.
am I back yet?
Yeah, start over again, Illyse, from the second piece.
That last piece.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right. Why I didn't call last night. You laughed when your kiss made me shiver and pause. I stopped to indulge the moment. It is so fleeting and rare. I stopped to roll in the loveliness like ginger in musk. Communication without words is crucial because truly I am so tired of listening to everyone. I am dehydrated, thirsting for connection and desire, to be seen outside my mundane daytime roles. Can you see me here, wanting to appreciate your warmth, your humor, your touch, your heart sequestered as it is? Come down from your attic, cluttered with thoughts like kibble spilled on the tile floor. Lower yourself slowly into your heart. It's dusty there, I know. The one room not meticulously cleaned. Easier to leave it closed. Plan renovations for the future. Different we are. I want to run in the room, throw myself on a velvet chaise, lean my head back, push my fingers through the silky plush and laugh heartily, steep in the delights of the moment. A kiss. But that's why I didn't call. Didn't tell you I got home safely, or that I saw 2 deer and an opossum. Didn't tell you that I felt other, not part, that I felt the longing of thirst and hurt while you laughed. I do have a third, or not. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
for
All
it.
right. This is called Strings and Ligaments. How do we kiss so sweet like warm peach pie? You score a 60% compatible except for an outlying deal breaker child. I agree, but I am confused by the warmth, the feeling of comfort like a felted green slipper with a soft leather sole. You are like a hostel in Zurich, homey yet foreign. Connected by a viola bows, Siberian stallion hair, stretched tight and waxed with rosin, or periodontal ligaments that hold an upper molar in place. By hair and ligament, I must cleave this coupling. I will break my E string by tuning on a humid afternoon. Use a tapered tipped dental luxator to sever the roots one by one. Take a pause in my bowing, feel the gap in my gum. Like an appassionato aria left unfinished, like Bartok's viola concerto close but not complete, a lover, almost climatic, crescendo unattained. I will walk down the mountain without summiting, the majestic panorama unseen, felt though through the increase in wind. Thank you.
Well done, Illyse. Beautiful. Expert reading, too.
Thank you.
Uh-oh, Mike is away from his desk. Here he comes.
No, we just got a lot of wind happening, so I got to try and move things. Our next reader, Ruby Carson, and then Julie, and then Ron Bremner. So if I'm not here, I'm just moving stuff because the wind's going crazy.
Okay.
Ruby, you're up, buddy. I mean, you're up.
She's here, but I don't see her responding. She's not, oh, here she is.
Can't.
You with us, Ruby? Ruby. Yeah, I see her there somewhere.
Ruby, Ruby, when will you?
That nice call on that one. Hey, Ruby, why don't you rejoin us because it seems to be like you're frozen. We'll move on to Julie and then come back to you, okay? Hopefully she
Sounds
can hear us.
Yeah.
Julie, you're up.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? Yes,
Yes.
good. Okay, this is one I did last November. I'm working on a collection called Eldering, which has to do with my advanced age. I'm gonna be 84 next month. Jesus. Anyway, this is called November, the end of the movie. As I opened my door on this November morning, a stench assails me, the stench of smoke from an unseen fire. Maybe my neighbors burning leaves? But no, this odor doesn't dissipate. A stiff wind whips in from the west. As I descend the rotting steps and clutch the rusted railing, my octogenarian knees protest in pain. Remnants of Halloween, a witch in tattered black gauze and an orange plastic skeleton thrash in a macabre dance, tossed by wind that's weirdly warm. The temperature has hit unprecedented highs. Driving west, I see the Albany skyline shrouded in a sickly yellowish gray. The smoke has drifted north from wildfires that burn out of control in New Jersey and the Catskill. It hasn't rained in weeks. The parched earth and withered vegetation offer a perfect fuel for firestorms. For years, I've watched the TV footage of apocalyptic fires along the Pacific Rim, thought it could never happen here. Cue the shock and awe. This feels like a science fiction movie, but there's no hiding in a regal multiplex. Maybe it's Mother Nature exacting her revenge on Homo sapiens for treating her so badly. Trump's win last week may well have pushed her past the tipping point, pushed Americans over the edge of the cliff, hurtling like lemmings into end times extinction. I'm glad I won't live long enough to watch the movie end. That's a cheerful one. And then I have one more. I was down, a lot of you probably know Opus 40. I was down in West Shirley pet sitting for my daughters, 2 cats and 2 dogs. So it was wonderful to be down in that area. So this is called Death by Bluestone. Sitting on an undulating ledge of bluestone, I feel the chill wind whip against my face. Zip the collar of my gray winter coat higher to shield my throat. April is nearly over. Opus 40s rarely open in the spring. Lowering clouds threaten rain. The swirling sculpture of finely fitted bluestone spans 6 acres, rising in ramps and terraces out of an abandoned quarry. The work of just one man, the sculptor Harvey Fite. Decades ago, I came here often, pushed my daughter in a stroller along the curvy pathways, explored the narrow canyons between stone walls. We listened to evening concerts. Sonny Rollins, the saxophone colossus, played here, fell off a parapet, landed on his back, still playing. The sculptor christened his mammoth earthwork Opus 40, guessing it would take him 40 years to finish. He made it to 38, killed driving a tractor off an edge. He was 72 when he died. Now, at 83, I hobble with a cane over the smoother surfaces and the upper ledges, the flat white rock with perfect straight lines etched by Ice Age glaciers thousands of years ago. I no longer dare descend into the lower labyrinth. Death by bluestone nearly killed me too. Early in the new millennium, we bought a little pink house near a spring-fed lake with ample land for gardening. We trucked in a load of bluestone slabs quarried in the Helderbergs. With a teenage neighbor boy, I arranged them in pleasing patterns in a shade garden under maples. Loved lounging there at twilight, sipping on gin and tonics. There that goes again. One balmy September evening, my pouring was too generous. I slipped, my head hit bluestone, and everything went black. My brain began to bleed. Unbeknownst to me, the pressure built. One day I crumpled to the ground, and even worse, my fingers couldn't find the letters on my computer keyboard. Subdural hematoma. Emergency surgery saved my life. I still drink gin and tonic in my garden, but one's my limit, and I tread cautiously, hoping to avoid death by bluestone.
That was wonderful, Julie.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Julie, didn't Harvey Fight have something to do with Birdcliff also?
I don't know. He was active in the community. I think that he was connected, but I don't know about Birdcliff.
Yeah, I think he had something to do with Birdcliff that eventually turns into Maverick and all that nonsense that's there. In Woodstock.
Really? He might have.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wonderful area.
Yeah, Opus 40 is beautiful. If no one's ever been there, you got to go because it's a beautiful place, Opus 40. And when Julie said that he died by tractor, he was mowing around his massive sculpture that is Opus 40 and went over the edge.
I think it was near a lake. I read about him after visiting that time. He wasn't,
Okay.
but and he wasn't as far up as I thought. But yeah, he somehow.
There are some great concerts that happen through the
Hold it.
season.
Oh yeah.
Opus 42. People, if you're near enough to come up and hang out, I go to Woodstock a lot, so.
Yeah.
And I was working on a memoir called Subdural about my subdural hematoma because my mother actually died of one, but I don't know if I'll ever finish that memoir. I got so many projects.
Lisa was nice enough to put in the Hudson Valley about Harvey Fight and the sculpture there. So if anyone wants to check that link, please do. And now Ruby, you still with us?
Yes,
Ruby?
can you hear me?
Yeah, come on up.
Okay. Love. Sister's love can be deadly. A sister's love can cut as a weapon. She tells me that I am enlightened to her ignorant. The second one is I need a cool room to sleep in, a corner on your expensive floors of the house. Give me a blow-up mattress. Give me a blanket for my shivering shoulder, my vibrant body to keep me warm. Fight the rats away with a big stick. Keep your husband away from me. He took you at 17 from my old residence. Rodents crawl on mama's body. Men use mama's body for too long. Men have made mama cry. They could not keep her caged in a harness. She fights for dignity and respect. Men have used and manipulated me. Men have supported me. Men have allowed me to rest gently on their shoulders. And that's it. Thank you.
Whoa, that's some powerful stuff.
Ruby,
Ruby,
that
thank you.
powerful and brilliant. That was wonderful. Good work, Ruby.
Thanks for joining back. Thanks for coming back in, Ruby. We go from California to New Jersey. Ron Bremner, you're up.
Okay. This one is for Juneteenth, and it was published in Aftermath, which is the Journal of the American University of Iraq. 360 degrees, can't keep them down on the farm, with ghosts walking in broad daylight who blink and sweat in the glare of the sun's majestic overtures, after they've seen obsolete caricatures of forebears drenched in soot and blood that cannot be washed off by egg yolks leaking shame and guilt. One is called Don Juan's Reckless Daughter, with apologies to Joni Mitchell. And this was published, where was this published? Somewhere. No, it was published in Avant Appalachia, which specializes in surrealism and absurdism. Gallivanting breeches in the kitchen, hoodwinked the winking rigmarole. A codger bamboozled flabbergasted ragamuffins. Malarkey lollygags considerably. Hullabaloo, brouhaha, forged cold blue steel and sweet fire. Don Juan's reckless daughters, autonomic shenanigans, ran afoul but abreast of her father's. And my third and last, it's called Marie Antoinette at age 28. The encapsulated beauty frowns down upon those who make mincemeat of her logistics, her all the while knowing with great repugnance that she must rely on those fools, knaves, and scoundrels who've no comprehension of the superiority of her wits and her instincts, nor of their own arrogance and of their own impotence, which will lead directly to her magnificent downfall, and their own less so. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.
Ron, it's always great to see you, buddy. Thank you. And hey, Greg, maybe we ought to rethink the whole CAPS mission as far as press-wise and deal with absurdism. I just kind of like that word, actually.
Too.
Thanks, Ron. All right, our next reader, Seth Harris. You're up, buddy.
Hi, I'm feeling a little guilty. I had in my calendar that you started 5 o'clock my time, but for some reason I had it in my head 6. So I'm sorry to have missed so many of you. Okay. I feel guilty because I have a 9-minute piece. But at any rate, it's new and I wanted to try it out on you guys.
Go for it.
It's called Nothing New. I was inspired first by reading T.S. Eliot and then all 3 of the Divine Comedy. So I open it with an epigraph, one of my own poems. What do you do when fear conspires to drug the truth, when law becomes its lackey and hatred does a few Hail Marys before returning to patrol the streets? Nothing new. There is nothing new under the sun. Those who fail to learn from history stumble along a forked tongue in the road. The art of the steel, the root of all evil. Lucifer slips another log on the fire, ear cocked to the bully on the pulpit, that little man with the thick black mustache, fists pummeling his palm, face orange with fury as he blames Armageddon on liberals, communists, homosexuals. Welcome back. It's Germany, circa 1933. Here's a banana for your republic. There is nothing new under the sun. Those who fail to learn, condemned. King Don, the art of the con, putting his cloak of unaccountability on. You reap what you sow. What could possibly go wrong? Philistine storm the castle, then picnic on the White House lawn. Yet you find it a hassle to blame that man behind the curtain, certain if you give him a get out of jail free card, what could possibly go wrong? You reap what you sow. There is nothing new under the sun. Not the first time Machiavelli pulled an ace from the middle of the deck to claim the crown, an orange-faced clown mumbling Orwellian doublespeak, stewing a brew of bubbling hate, confusion and chaos pounding on the gate. Citizens scratch their heads, shrug their shoulders, then ask, "What's for dinner?" Man does not live by bread alone. Not the first time an emperor with no clothes ordered the rounding up of scapegoats while his minions humped the golden goose in broad daylight. Silk ties to match their tongues, 30 pieces of silver for any who go along. There is nothing new under the sun. Those who fail to learn, condemn to repeat, repeat, repeat. Blame those people over there. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Eliminate anyone who disagrees. Silence your opponents in the name of free speech. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Wash, rinse, spin cycle. Repeat. Send in troops when all else fails. And it always fails. Nothing new under the sun. Man does not live by bread alone. Still the belly aching almighty dollar groans, quid pro quo, leading back to Rome. Caligula stepping out of the closet, Nero twiddling his thumbs, one playing Monopoly, the other Game of Thrones. Deception dons the judge's robe. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Power corrupts, and absolute power? Ban books from libraries, condemn universities, and any preferring to think for themselves. After all, ignorance is bliss, and easier to dazzle with sleight of hand. Now you see it, now you won't. There is nothing new under the sun. All men are endowed by their Creator. He that toileth while fat furry cats and belligerent muskrats may soak up the sun. He that beggeth for bread while Marie Antoinette croons, "Let them eat cake." Do unto others before they know what hit them. Checks and balances, unbalanced and checked. You reap what you sow. All men are endowed by their Creator. Not the first time corruption grabbed hold of the handlebars, steering the pursuit of happiness towards a precarious cliff, justice with its hands in its pockets, while love of money, the root of it all, rearranges the Supreme Court's docket. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and sometimes that's just enough. Not the first time in this land or any other. Ask Victoria, ask Lord Eden, ask Jesus. The martyr once again climbs his cross, bleeding truth to power, sacrifice for other men's sins. Those who fail to learn from history, condemned. There is nothing new under the sun. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of this country. Once again, these be the times that try men's souls. You can fool some of the people, but you can never fool them all. Now is the time for all good men, all good women, and children of pure hearts to come to the aid of our fathers who art in heaven, having brought forth on this continent a new nation of the people, by the people, for the people, in order to form a more perfect union. Not us against them tactics intended to fragment, divide, and conquer. Another civil war, this time blue versus red. The arc of the moral universe, though long, bends always towards justice, never just us. power corrupts, and absolute power inevitably undermines our Father who art in heaven. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of the heart's conscience. The soul that knows the true root of it all is how we choose to treat one another, not who next we can beat down. First they came for immigrants, for the woke, those of Arab descent, transgender youth. How long before they come for you? Divide and conquer. Man does not live by bread alone, but in doing unto others what you would have them do unto you. Now is the time for all good men to ask, what would love do? A Jesus by any other name. And just who do the proponents of hate thy neighbor who does not think or act as you serve? Lucifer slips another log on the flame. Now comes a time to seek high moral ground against that narcissistic frown, that clown swearing an oath to a constitution he systematically undermines as loyalty blind whitewashes power's abuse and whatever else the Fox's news can make stick. The rule of law openly raped by a felon's prick, while the Pontius Pilates in your Senate genuflect. Lucifer toasting marshmallows on the pyre. Now comes a time you best not back down. The climate changing, the planet on fire, global warming, the money changers deny. Silence becomes consent in this coming winter of growing discontent as advocates of me first turn their back on we, the people, to build another biblical steeple, this one of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Man does not live by bread alone, but by love, justice, charity, compassion, and virtue. Ask not what your country can do for you, but rather what you can do in order to restore a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, promote the general welfare, provide for the common defense against those who would spin lies in order to conquer and divide. Now is the time for all good men to face the worst of these best of times, to choose the tired, the poor, the huddled masses, or the golden calf, mooing, make America greedy again. Another gilded age where huddled masses roam homeless and hungry while Rockefellers and Carnegies pass Cuban cigars to long lines of pliable politicians. There is nothing new under the sun. Now comes a time for all good men, women, and children of purer hearts to speak, march, resist, obstruct if necessary, the snake that like hate entices us to forsake our better angels. Now, again, a time to don the armor of hope, which springs eternal, with conviction, with courage, and undying faith in that benevolent force that forever promises triumph when hearts are in their right place, that those seeking goodwill towards men, seeking love thy neighbor as thyself, shall not perish from the earth, but rather have a new birth of freedom, that this nation of, by, and for the people, though its house be divided, shall once again, before its final hour, straighten up and fly right again. You reap what you sow, come hell or high slaughter, as the proponents of hate, war, and me first foretell. There is nothing new under the sun. We shall forever reap exactly what we sow.
Got that right. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Always good to hear from you. Seth Harris, everybody. Seth, if you want to put some of your links up in the chat, please do, man.
Okay.
Where is our friend Julian Matthews? You're up, Julian.
Hi.
Do you want to share?
Yes,
Julie?
please.
You bet. I'll turn it on right now.
Thank you.
There it is.
Prompted by this. Oh. Let me try again. It's called watermelon. Prompted by this picture on her Reddit discussion. I never knew that watermelons had the swirl inside. After Charles Simic and Pablo Neruda, watermelon. Inside you is a red ocean. Outside a green zigzag of unenvious emotions, we see you, where you were scarred by the sun. Yet you persisted by sheer thirst-trapping will, like a wanderer's womb you bloomed your seeds, hungry to perpetuate your lineage. Come hither, you beckoned, a buxom temptress, and we were sucked in and cracked you open, your quenchy crunch mesmerizing. We were slowberry slakers, dribbling chin drippers. We even salted and sweetened you as if your sugary lushness was not enough. But you paid the price for this selfless sacrifice. We had our fill and never settled the bill. Your petite pits bore the indignity of spittle, a game perhaps you induced to pitch them like pocket rockets afar. And you taught them to swim, traverse through windy nethers to be expunged, booted, and flushed. Relentless quest to find fresh earth for your spunky progeny to root in. Always a generous giver, you kept us cool, even in heat, like a regenerating Promethean liver. Sliced to smile, you are our crimson cleanser, our summery pink of health restorer. We are forever entwined, both mostly water, made up of saccharine juices of the divine, until we shuffle off these mortal rinds and return to the waters, the river, that sea of brine.
Beautiful. Julian, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Time for another?
Sure.
Oh, I haven't read it, but well, maybe not. This is an old one. Trigger warning for suicide ideation and depression and punctuation. I don't think I've done this before. Punctuation. It is quite obvious you consider yourself a question mark. You like the mystery of it. You want to be an enigma so that others will be curious about you, even romantically curious, maybe. The question marks sit on your head like seahorses, their eyes in mock terror, silent and drifting with a soft tide. Perhaps one question mark was about your near suicide. Another, the depression that led to it. Another was the search for your identity. Another, your dilemma with your gender. Another, your tentative sexual awakening. Another, your parental purgatory that drifted between hell and heaven. You feel in between sometimes, like the pause and a comma of the sentence of your life. Or perhaps the forgotten, less often used, increasingly redundant semicolon, that longer pause that separates two equally worthy thoughts. It irks you that others still can't see there is more to you. No one has really peered close enough right into your soul to uncover the beauty of your exclamation marks. Perhaps you haven't felt them yourself for some time. Perhaps you're tired of being labeled with air quotation marks that suggest you are someone you are not. So you stand up at the microphone, breathe in and stretch tall and straight, hoping others will exclaim and see the point of you. Or perhaps you're hyperventilating because you're trying to reinvent by hyphenating journalist, writer, freelancer, author, editor, teacher, lecturer, trainer, speaker, columnist, artist, poet, drama queen. Perhaps your inner longings are for the pregnant pause of a period. Perhaps the search for who you are would end finally with a full stop. Perhaps all you ever wanted was to be a good lover, spouse, parent, maybe even a great homemaker. Oops. Seem to have lost the last one. I apologize. I seem to have lost the last stanza. Let me look for it. Perhaps all you ever wanted was to be a good lover, spouse, parent, maybe even a great homemaker. Perhaps some nights you would no longer feel that engulfing emptiness that descends with the unfinished poem, grappling with stanzas that have lost their rhythm, the rhymes that seem so forced, the climax of a fake sonnet, the words that do not come. And perhaps the next time you will no longer take the long drive back home alone, feeling like the last dot in an endless trailing ellipsis. And all this needy punctuation will finally end in the warm embrace of your own true self. Thank you.
Beautiful, Julian. Absolutely beautiful.
Always brilliant, Julian. Thank you, man.
Always beautiful. Wow. Wow.
Always great, Julian. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Anybody wants to say a few nice words towards Julian, please do, because it's always great to hear him.
Incredible work.
It was so vulnerable. It's lovely.
Yeah, I agree completely.
All right.
All right, our next open micer just happens to be yours truly. And I'm going to do 3 short ones, and this is called Whispering Tales. Dusty Relics was a homegrown harpy from another book of mine you did not read. Droll but lilting, she is down 2 pints, whispering tales of our sister Sally, with the slapdash Jean, Susie Q, the rector's wife, and cousin Tommy's toboggan toes. All the curious witherings of our family root embedded in her brow, Carol's twitch, her beau's odd tooth, the little volcanoes we call home, and nestle near, pursuing warmth.
Wow.
This is called those last few. I still can't get this title right, but anyway, it's called Those Last Few Pale Pink Moments. Pale ink moments. Sorry, see, I told you. And we're all part of some kind of writers group or some nonsense like that. My salon mates all agreed. My new poem lacked the crucial humor needed to badger the eyeballs and brain onto Jan non-Villanelle. But Blue Bic 76849 simply would not spill the beans. I beseeched my pixel jury, decoding madly those last few pale ink moments when words come fast with a rifleman's fury, each word perfect but disappearing like memory, only worse. And I think this is called Last Train to Elsewhere. Crafted with treason by the finest of hands, P.J. Pratt's road mass conveyance, chatting every dilettante about the new disorder. Everyone has a penchant about. Take two. Last train to elsewhere. Crafted with treason by the finest of hands, P.J. Pratt's road mass conveyance, chatting every dilettante about the new disorder. Everyone has a penchant for something, he'd say. His right hand shilling insurance, in his left the King Bob Bible. We're sailing to the edge of a flatline planet, he'd say, part jest, part warning. We stand at the crossroads of gripe and rifle, he'd maintain, as the train pulled into Bushwick, a 17th century town made great by immigrants now surrounded by ice. And off he would go, a lonesome man, outlawed by the sun. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to say thank you to Lisa for her great reading tonight. And I want to bring on our last reader for the evening, Mr. Greg Correll.
I have 3 poems. It'll take about 6 minutes to read the 3. The first is called I Saw It Up Close. There is an ugly face in America. I saw it up close. I saw at 14 guards at a juvenile facility acknowledge rape in their facility. The head of those facilities said, "What are you gonna do? They're animals." And I saw them not do a goddamn thing. Bloody, undignified rape, and they did nothing. I was one of those boys. Pretty and small. They raped me for 5 days and more. They took my childhood. They took my identity. They took my body and made it theirs. They confused my soul forever, as in seriously fucked up. There is an ugly hand in America, the bully hand, the stiff backhand. It pretends to order, to the sublime even, but it is bluff and bombast and splinters. Imitates our nails and hair and spit, but it is not a human hand that strikes us. I say what ought to be said against the strike, the sweep, the barbarity, the forced feeding, the agitated blows. There is a dark, shattered heart in America. Words perish from old age, mortal words, but hatred coins a new language. Brutality sings a new song, an ancient tune with new words, and the heart embraces ugliness. Rage arms us with iambic loathing, but you would take me, crush my parts, to feel better, to feel your heart slow, to win a beat. For no good reason I set aside my fear. That ill heart is here among us, part of our dread, a wicked heart who wants to punish. Out of smoke I would elicit fire and light, and I fail. There is an activist in America who skims the range hood of democracy to deliver whale wounds to democracy, just behind the fins, straight to the heart. We expect clumsy and monolithic fascism. They come with subtle knives. It is all an illusion. Chateaubriand said, "We have come a long way from the severe parents of that time." To which I say, oh yeah? We are herring in a stout barrel, about to be sealed. The fasci refashioned us as curved walls, 3 iron bands. Our freedoms are shadows in the light of day, vanishing as the top is secured. The next poem is called Alone. Majesty of water vapor moves over us. My ribbed tent breath, my helmeted soul, my heart stove. The fire overruns my limbs. I am blazed, scorched. I kick your leg off, kick the pyramid you sleep in. You chew your gums like an old hag. You are nothing less than the pelvis of the world. Nothing else but thrusty momentum. Water to water daughter to miserly son. Take me downtown and lose me there, and I will never find my way home. Cracked sinew, caked brain, twisted feet, train tracks for cars, pylons that stretch into the bay. And the last one is called Lie Like a Log. Within our inflated gutta percha tombs, breatharians, exchanging precious vital fluids, spout the new orthodoxy, orgasmic fame. But truth like whiskey burns, here in its monstrous online presence, its belly. Try not to move. Be calm, contented. Lie first, last, always. Lie still. Let go. Recite the leader's phrases. Sing his praises. In, out, one day at a time, sweet Cheeto, and ever so masculine. Ransack us, write us out, off, wrong. Our fear is not our choke point. Our love is not for sale. Our love is not for sale. Lie like a log deep inside your titanium-plated cheap-ass womb. You war lovers, torturers, killers, predators, we see you.
Greg Correll, everybody, unmute yourselves. Have a few nice last words. Lisa, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all the open micers.
Thank you.
You guys are what CAPS is. So thank you, everybody.
Great reading.
Thanks. See you next time. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. This was amazing. Amazing.
Really great night.
Remarkable.
Bye, Lisa. Bye. Bye, Mike, everybody. Bye.
We will be back
Bye.
on the first Friday. We will be back on August 1st with Doug Anderson, Suzanne Ranicourt, and Raphael Kosek. And on July 17th, of which I will not be here, we will be with Tana Miller, Mary Ovelny, and Jan Zlotnick-Smith. So if you can make it, please do. But we will not be here on first Friday in July. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Joan. Lisa, thank you again. Greg, the whole organization cannot thank you enough. So
I'm going to
Lisa,
miss
great
you.
job. Thank you.
Rob, Jim, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Lisa, Ron, thank you. Guy, always. Thank you, buddy.
Be well, everyone.
Take care, man.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.